Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Cowboys All-Pro Zach Martin gives update after scary injury. The Cowboys' adventure in Buffalo went about as poorly as it could, with a 31-10 loss that probably could have been much worse. The Cowboys were out of the game, essentially, from the Bills' opening 7-minute touchdown drive onward. The only way things could have gotten worse would have been for Dallas to suffer a major health setback, and for much of the game, it appeared that might be the case with the Zach Martin injury. Martin, the six-time All-Pro, took a nasty hit to the knee area with 2:57 to go in the first quarter. On the play, Martin was blocking Bills defensive lineman Tim Settle when defensive end Greg Rousseau came across to attempt to get to quarterback Dak Prescott. As he did, his knee collided with Martin's leg. Martin limped into the blue medical tent and didn't return to the game. At the time, certainly, it didn't look good for Martin. But there was good news. There was pain, but it was a severe thigh bruise, not a more concerning knee injury. "I feel all right," Martin said at his locker after the game. "I got hit in the quad there pretty good. Just kind of shut off, it wasn't firing for me, so, didn't go back in the game." If, when watching the game live, you were concerned that Martin might be out for an extended period of time, you were not alone on that. Coach Mike McCarthy said he was concerned. Even Martin was pretty sure he'd done some kind of knee damage when the injury took place. "I thought maybe I did something with my knee there with the way it felt when it got hit. But we went back in there and checked it out, and luckily my knee was stable, felt good," Martin said. "Kind of a fluke thing, I guess." Martin said he will focus on getting himself healthy for Week 16 once he can get back into the Cowboys' practice facility. While his injury was hardly the cause of the Cowboys' struggles, it was a step drop from an All-Pro like Martin to his backup, undrafted free agent TJ Bass. "It's pretty stiff right now, so get in there tomorrow and try to get back in the next week here," Martin said. Like all the Cowboys, Martin was left scratching his head after the game over the team's continued struggles on the road. Dallas is 7-0 at home and now just 3-4 on the road, and even before Sunday's disaster, the Cowboys were averaging 6.1 yards per play on offense at home and 5.1 per play on the road. Dak Prescott's quarterback rating was 119.4 at home and 88.3 on the road. Week 15 did not help those numbers, as the Cowboys averaged 3.4 yards per play and Prescott had a paltry rating of 57.7. "None of us thought we were going to come in here and do that. I think, we talked about it after the game, we gotta be better on the road. We put up a ton of production at home and we've got to find a way to translate that when we hit the road," Martin said. "They'll get a chance to turn that around next week when they face another tough contender, the Dolphins in Miami. Right now, we're on the road again next week, and this week, coming in and going into Miami with more of a sense of urgency," Martin said. Report: Mike McCarthy drops truth on what caused Dallas Cowboys' Week 15 loss. A lot of things went wrong for the Dallas Cowboys in Week 15 against the Buffalo Bills. However, head coach Mike McCarthy admits their run defense was the biggest culprit in the loss. The Cowboys bowed down to the Bills, 31-10, with the Buffalo franchise dominating the rushing attack. To give a clearer picture of how much the home team thrived on the ground, just look at Josh Allen's stats. The 27-year-old quarterback threw for only 94 yards, but they were still able to blow out America's team. James Cook led the way for the Bills' rushing attack, with the second-year RB rushing for 179 yards and 1 touchdown on 25 carries. He had more yards than the whole Cowboys' rushing production combined, with Dallas earning just 89 yards on the ground. It was an utterly embarrassing performance for the Cowboys. They didn't provide any challenge to the Bills at all, and they rightfully paid for it. Sure enough, McCarthy wasn't happy with how his team performed, particularly their run defense. Sure, Dak Prescott's display didn't help at all, with the signal caller failing to throw for a TD and even surrendering 1 interception. Nonetheless, it wouldn't have been a blowout had they been able to slow down the Bills. "They got on our edge a bunch. I know," defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, and the guys were very impressed with Cooks throughout the week. "They performed better than we did. They broke our contain, they broke tackles, they won the bend-back battle. Just all the little things that we've been good at," Mike McCarthy said of the Dallas Cowboys, via John Machota of The Athletic. "There's no question, we got to be better. They ran the ball way too effectively. All 3 phases didn't get it done, starting with me. We needed to put points on the board for our defense. Our defense needed help today. And we didn't give it to them." For what it's worth, however, Mike McCarthy didn't forget to mention how much the Dallas Cowboys struggle whenever they are on the road. The team is still undefeated with a 7-0 record at home, but they are 3-4 on the road. Both Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons are well aware of their problems, and so is their head coach. McCarthy admitted that they really need to find out why they struggle on the road and address it as soon as possible. After all, such trend doesn't bode well in their playoff aspirations. We did not play well. We play so well at home and there's just too big of a gap in our road games. We got to be much better on the road, regardless of what's in front of us and all the other conversations. There's too big of a gap between home and away, McCarthy added. Perhaps the Cowboys can start with their run defense when taking a look at their road issues. As Machota pointed out, aside from Sunday's defeat, their two other ugly losses on the season came on the road when they gave up plenty of rushing yards, against the Arizona Cardinals and San Francisco 49ers. Josh Allen drops hilariously honest assessment of his performance as Buffalo Bills destroyed Dallas Cowboys. There was a lot of talk in the build-up of Sunday's marquee matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys, two teams that have legitimate Super Bowl aspirations this season. The game did not play out as most football fans had expected, though, with the Bills making easy work of the Cowboys in a 31-10 blowout. To add insult to injury for Dallas, Josh Allen did not even play well in this one. The two-time Pro Bowl quarterback completed just 7 of 15 passes for 94 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. After the game, Allen got brutally honest about his thoughts on his performance against the Cowboys. "I don't think I threw the ball that many times," Allen said. "Just get it done. Let's just find a way to win. I felt like the kid who didn't do anything in the class project and got an A." It definitely felt like that on Sunday, with the Bills not needing to rely on Allen as they handily took down the Cowboys in an unexpected lopsided victory. Much like Allen, Dallas star quarterback Dak Prescott also failed to impress in this game. The 30-year-old went 21 of 34 on his passes for 134 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 costly interception. Prescott came into this one with a lot of momentum. The Cowboys superstar has been one of the front-runners for this season's MVP trophy, but his claim just took a significant hit in Week 15. Conversely, San Francisco 49ers QB Brock Purdy had another marvelous outing in a blowout win against the Arizona Cardinals, thereby putting a bit of a cushion between himself and Prescott in the race for the MVP crown. And you fan, what do you think of the Josh Allen situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.